Hi, I'm Ian Merritt. This is the Real Estate Equation, and I'm here with my lovely co-host.
I'm Liz Buchman with the Buchman team at Guild Mortgage.
So today we want to talk about real estate and charity. You know, on TV, real estate is all high-end, luxury cars, champagne, but a lot of realtors actually do give to charity. Some like set aside a specific check amount or a certain percentage from each transaction. But today we want to talk about someone who really takes charity to a whole new level. Tisha Janigian with She Is Hope Realty and She Is Hope LA. So let's get just right into it. What inspired you to start She Is Hope LA and She Is Hope Realty? Where's their main missions and which one came first?
Ooh, they both started at the same time, actually. So in the middle of 2019 is when I got my broker's license. I started real estate in 2015. My father was after me for years to get into real estate because I had done sales my whole life. I love customer service. I love sales. It's been in my blood since I was born. So he said, take it to the next level. So I got my real estate license in 2015, did it part-time for 4 years because I knew you have to do it part-time for 4 years or full-time 2 years in order to get your broker's license. So I knew that was going to be my goal. So technically real estate was first. And then as I was getting on my feet, I saw how many women were going through the struggles I went through when I got divorced in 2012 and was left with no money, no credit, no assets, and nothing but a suitcase for each of my sons and I, who were 5 and 7 at the time. And I realized how difficult the system was and that there's a gap over poverty and it perpetuates people to stay on it. So as I spoke to more women as I was growing, I realized that there was a systemic problem and I wanted to solve it. So that's when She Is Hope LA was born. So I got my broker's license in 2019 and then I got my 501c3 that same summer. And She Is Hope LA actually is an acronym. It stands for Single Moms Housing and Empowerment, Inspiring Self-Confidence Through Hope, Opportunity, Perseverance, and Education in Los Angeles.
Oh.
Wow.
And our mission is to help single moms and their kids get back on their feet. And we do it through basic resources, education, building a community, and helping with career training and affordable housing and solutions.
Wow.
Can I just hug you for a second? That is amazing.
Well, when you go through something difficult, you don't want anyone else to go through it. So this is where everything was born, you know? And so what we do is we donate a percentage of everything from our real estate transactions back to the nonprofit. So it comes out of our commissions directly. So, you know, we love what we do.
Yeah, Tisha and I hit it off when she first told me this story just because my mom was a single mom.
Yeah.
She hadn't been divorced. She just wasn't married to the father anyway. Long story, but I grew up basically the only child of a single mom, and things were definitely tough when we were young.
Yeah.
When I was young.
You know the problems firsthand involved.
So what are some of the biggest challenges you face with trying to run both a brokerage and a nonprofit at the same time?
I'd say probably time management. So, you know, it's juggling everything and just making sure everyone is taken care of. But I love what I do. When you're passionate about it, you just make it happen. I love what we're doing and I want to make a bigger difference and take what we're doing across the country and eventually internationally. So it's bringing in the right people. And my team is my family, both with the nonprofit and with real estate. And we just keep growing and it's just going to get better and better. And then funding for the nonprofit. That's always a trick. You know, trying to do so much with so little. We're finally getting ready to level up and we're just getting more and more grants. So it's been amazing to watch this grow and just get better and better.
Yeah. So how do you balance the business side of your real estate with your passion for charitable work?
It's easy. It goes hand in hand, actually. So with real estate, it's always just been a passion of mine anyway. I've loved sales. So in order to give a percentage to the nonprofit, it makes it easy. You know, it's just most real estate brokerages do something with charity, but ours is just steadfast. It's specifically to She Is Hope LA. But in that, we also give to other charities because we work hand in hand with other nonprofits. We work to make a bigger impact. I always love to say together we make a greater impact. So it's just there's always things that can be solved, problems and issues. So we're working together to help solve so many issues that are out there in Los Angeles. And like I said, we're going to continue across the country as we go.
Nice. So it might be She Is Hope International soon.
It is. It's gonna be She Is Hope Vegas next.
Oh.
Then we're gonna keep going. So
I was going to ask you where's your
it'll be next.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna keep going across. We're gonna go to Boston, New York, Florida.
Wow.
You know, but yes, we already have. We're doing Armenia, London, all that other stuff. It'll be going internationally eventually, but we need to get it based in LA seriously, and then the She Is Hope group will be going across the country and internationally because single moms aren't just here.
No.
So I get calls from across the country already as it is. So we give them the resource guides and the things that we're doing and ask them to use it in their respective cities because a lot of times when you're in survival mode, you don't know what to do. You're so busy trying to feed your kids and keep a roof over your head. You just don't know where to look for help. And so that's where we come in and kind of let them know they're not alone and they're going to be okay, and just give them that boost that they need.
Yeah, I was going to mention this a little later, but my wife has done some work with you as volunteering with some of the fire stuff. And
yes, she has.
So maybe we can go to Vegas. We'll do some more volunteer work. Trip in there. So real estate is often seen on TV. I mean, I love watching $1 Million Listing and all these shows. So it's often seen on TV as high-earning, luxury-driven industry. How do you think agents can use their success to give back?
I think all agents give back. Most of the agents that I know give back in one way or another. And a lot of them have come to volunteer with us in a different formats. So like your wife, for example, in different affiliate organizations as well. So it feels good to give back, right? You want to make a difference in your community and uplift those that are in it because together we rise, So I think it's important to get involved with your community because it helps you keep a pulse on what's going on. And especially with disaster relief, like I know we were talking about with the wildfires, sadly, LA is sort of a disaster relief center. So we have to be prepared for earthquakes. We have to be prepared for wildfires. There's a lot of things going on. So what we're actually doing is partnering with a lot of other local nonprofits and trying to come up with our own little center so that there'll be things always ready and at hand instead of having to be running around and relying on the big companies coming in. And, we're grateful for Red Cross and FEMA and everything else, but it would be nice to have stuff handy immediately for those in need instead of scrambling. Because we were on the ground running, speaking to our local officials and other groups and getting help from community members, nonprofits, other organizations that we work with, and everyone really came together and it was really beautiful. And we still are. This is going to be a years-long process for these people to be rebuild with the wildfires. I just got a call this morning and I'll be taking her clothing and blankets and things for her and her daughter. She was left with nothing and she's from the Palisades fire. I had someone a couple weeks ago come over and she had lost everything and she was frozen. And I'm like, listen, you have just until the end of this month to apply for aid and FEMA assistance. And a lot of them just are in shell shock. So we'll go ahead and we'll send them where to apply for help. We'll assist them. We'll hold their hand through all of this. We'll give them the basics like clothing, hygiene items, food, and assist them with short and long-term housing through the real estate portion, and then give them everything else through the nonprofit portion and just get them on their feet while they're rebuilding. It's really traumatic what they've gone through. So we just want to hold their hand while they go through this process, but it's going to be a years-long thing.
We were talking about that this morning in a networking group, and it's like, there's an insurance panel to be exact, and they're like, it's not stopping.
Oh, no.
Like the conversations, the calls, the need for help is not stopping.
No,
so
it's not.
It's going to be a while.
It is.
Yeah,
absolutely.
To prepare for that.
All right, I'm going to get to my next question. How do home buyers and sellers react when they learn the real estate transaction is actually supporting a cause?
They love it. They really think it's wonderful what we're doing. The more that they hear about it, the more excited they are that the part of that transaction is going to help uplift their community. And we're having repeat business. We're actually building a family with our buyers and sellers now.
Home buying journey, you're chosen. Like we are sought out and chosen, and we audition for that role in that way. And there's a lot of competition. Yeah. So I've been through a lot of we've been around for 6 years, and it's just getting better and better. So they're coming back. They understand our mission. They're volunteering with us now. Like it's truly wonderful. It's really cool. So, and they're sending us referral business, and it's growing. We're truly a family, and I'm very grateful for this.
Well, you kind of already jumped into my next question with the previous one, but I'll ask it again. You did incredible work helping the victims of the Los Angeles fires. So how did that effort come together? What made you go from helping single moms to pivoting right into wildfire disaster relief?
Well, we're not the type of people who can just sit there and not do anything. You know what I mean? Yes, single moms are our specific niche, but we help everyone anyway. We help single dads. We help anyone that comes to us because we also have a community food bank. We help anyone in need anyway. So when the fires hit, I thought, gosh, we can't just sit here and do nothing. And our vice president client has a disaster relief background. So she just was like, okay, what are we doing? And I'm like, So we immediately started calling the officials that work with us regularly saying, hey, this is what we've got. This is how we can help. What can we do? And then we just started putting feelers out, and all of the community partners, for-profit, nonprofit, we just started reaching out, and all together just started getting everything together. We put together those grab and go bags where we have 5 tops, 5 bottoms. We got new undergarments, new socks, new pajamas, jackets, and we just made sure everyone could get something in their size, from extra small to, XXX large, and then we have baby food, we have bottles, we have food, we have hygiene products for men and women, we have towels, we have sheets and blankets, we have shoes, we have everything they could possibly need, because the thing is, we were giving the canned food, and then they're like, we don't have can openers. So I was like, oh my word. And then we were giving clothing, and they're like, we have nothing to put it in. And we were like, oh, so we were going back and getting like suitcases. So it was a learning experience, going through it, but making sure they had what they need. And then we've been like getting air filters for those that are going back into their housing where they want to make sure that there's clear air and they can breathe. So we've been getting them air filters and things, but little things you don't think of, like water bottles, crossbody bags, jewelry. We actually have a church in Venice that's going to help us make hope bracelets. So there's little things that people are missing, just simple things like jewelry you don't think about, right? But so many people are like, gosh, we miss all of that. So we're putting things together still for people just to get them all of these things that'll make them feel more comfortable and at home. And we have these beautiful companies that are sending us like spa items and lotions and beauty items. And it's just lovely because it helps them feel more normal, right? And bring them that comfort that they need during this time. So it's just been very difficult for everybody, but we're doing what we can to make them feel good and back to normal as much as they can while they're rebuilding.
So is there a list online that people can go to donate, or Amazon wish lists, or those are all on your website?
It's all on the website, yes.
Okay.
So we have everything. If you go to sheishopela.org, there is a wish list on there, and all of the companies that have already helped and donated, and more have been coming in. So thank you for your support. But yes, if you want to volunteer, if you want to get involved, if you want to donate or have your company sponsor or donate, please just go to our website or reach out to us or go to our social media at She Is Hope LA, and we would be thrilled to work with you.
All right. So how can real estate professionals play a bigger role in disaster relief efforts? I see a lot of real estate agents posting about it, but what can they actually do?
Get involved, what I mean? Learn, grow. I got right involved with, like I said, the local political offices that we know that we're involved, because I'm involved with the local board of realtors, like you. We're both really involved with the community, the board of realtors, and a lot of the organizations. So it was immediately we put the feelers out with who we know. And it is just being more involved with your board of realtors, affiliate organizations, the political offices. It's being involved with your community, I think, is first and foremost how you can do that. And if you aren't with that, reach out to local nonprofits and say, hey, how can I help? The ones that resonate with you, you know what I mean? You have to volunteer where it feels good to you. So there's so many out there that need help, but that's, I think, how we would be most effective, and see how you can get involved. And the other thing you can do, like what I've been doing, is getting onto the groups online on social media, looking them up, making sure they're legit, you know what I mean? And then seeing how you can get involved, and then sharing their information and sharing the city's information as well, getting that info out to your clients and to like the Facebook groups, the Instagram groups and everything else, and just making sure everybody has the information, because a lot of people have been stuck and frozen. And then there's those that they're not on social media. So I'm getting that information and forwarding it to those in need. So it's just being aware, sharing the information, getting involved as much as you can. And if you don't have the time or the bandwidth, reach out to those that are and ask how, they can get the info to you to share.
If you don't mind me jumping in, I have a question. On any given day, how many people are on your team that are volunteering or, helping out?
It varies. So my board consists of, we have Gwendolyn Osmond does our wellness. We have Tiffany Phillips does the entertainment. Ren Sarrow and Jonathan Sarrow do the arts. Timber Rose does the vice president, and she's the secretary. We have Steve Lawrence as our treasurer, and Pamela Moser is of council. So that's us for the nonprofit. And each one of them, everyone works full time and they give the time when they can. And then with real estate, I have a team of 12 agents, and we are all doing what we can when we can and handling our clients, whoever needs things. We're always there. We are always jumping. As soon as they need stuff, we're on it. So it's been amazing. And as far as volunteers, we have some regular volunteers. We can always use more. So please, yes, reach out because it's tough. Everyone has schedules, right? And things change and life happens. So we definitely could always use more volunteers.
Well, sign me up. We'll talk to you after the podcast. I'd love to participate and help out.
Thank you.
Someone flip this around now. Have you ever faced skepticism or pushback about running a brokerage that funds a charity?
No, we haven't actually. Most brokerages do something with charity. Some of them will do it annually. Some will do a percentage here and there, or they'll have an event, right? But we do it just consistently. You know what I mean? We are specifically named that because we donate back to the nonprofit. So people know exactly where our commissions are going. So the percentage of the commissions. So it's very clear what's happening and where it's going to. And we are very open about it. You'll see on social media all the things that we're doing and what we're involved with. So they know exactly what we're up to and they love it. They love to see how we're making an impact in our community.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's wonderful. We love it.
People look for that. Like, I think when they look for a real estate agent, a realtor, or a home inspector, or a lender, they start looking for their team of people to support them and guide them through the talks and discussions with, big and small and big picture and small picture was what I mean by that. But like heads, like CEO heads of groups that saying, hey, then if you didn't know this already, the next generation that's coming up and buying homes, they're looking to work with people that honor their community and give back. Yeah. And, yes, you're still going to have people that'll probably just go with a name brand because they're familiar with the name brand, whether it's banking or real estate. But as far as an independent
boutique brokerage,
they want to see and they're interested and they feel good about who they're choosing to be on their team.
So we're leaving a legacy. You know what I mean? That's the thing. And the other thing too, even though we are a boutique brokerage, one thing I really push with each of my agents is to continue with that education. We are required anyway, as most, organizations are, but each one of them, we get different certification, like luxury certification, short sale certification, probate certification, green certification, military relocation. So we make sure that we're constantly improving and growing and educating and involved with different affiliate organizations and the board. So we're always learning and growing because you never stop learning, right? So we want to be the best we can be for our clients.
All right. So you touched on this earlier, but let's get a little more depth. So what's next for She Hope LA and She Hope Realty?
Oh, a lot. So with She is Hope Realty, it's going to be like the She is Hope group, I guess is what we can call it. We look to be growing across the country and internationally. So that's the big thing. So if you or anyone you know is looking to buy, sell, relocate, if you need property management services, even leasing, everything, including referrals, a percentage is donated back to the nonprofit. This spring, we have a fashion show for our single moms and our kids. And at the end of every year, we have our big annual fundraiser. So we usually do some sort of comedy and speakers and inspirational things to let them know. But we also are going to be breaking ground on our first sustainable community this year. So we have a gentleman that was raised by a single mom who has donated 2.5 acres of land. And we're really excited to be doing this. So we're working now with the county. It's out in Kern County. So we want to copy and paste this model, bring something into LA and then start taking it across the country. Wow. So we're looking for architects to help us and anybody involved with developing this. So we're really excited. That's going to be the big deal for us this year.
So anybody out there listening, if they want to get involved or support your causes, what's the best way they can get involved?
You can reach us at sheishopela.org is our website. sheishoperealty.com is the real estate website. And you can go to our social media at sheishopela, at sheishoperealty, or you can reach me directly at 818-447-7587 or Tisha at sheishopela.org or Tisha at sheishoperealty.com. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you.
That's awesome. I mean, it's very rare that we get to meet somebody that is all of it and more. So I would say you are the full package. You are all of it and more. You're just, and so inspiring.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Right. Thanks for having me on. This was great.
Thank you. All right. So this has been the Real Estate Equation podcast. I'm Ian Mayer with I Am Home Inspections, doing the inspections that matter for people who care. 818-298-3405.
And I'm Liz Buchman with the Buchman team at Guild Mortgage in Burbank. You can reach us at 818-405-0809. Thanks for watching. And she is Hope LA. She is Hope Realty. Tisha.
Like and subscribe.